Hi, Jamie. It's Meg. I just wanted to follow up with this pricing your collections, and I just got done looking at it, and I do have a few comments on here. Um, so your first of all, just a really quick typo. I saw there needs to be a space in between these two, just so they're spaced the same as the other. Just there should be a hard space right after here, hard return. Um, Otherwise, everything looks good space wise and things like that. But I wanted to kind of go through some things that I saw that seemed a little bit confusing to me that I think that could be improved. And I kind of come from the thought of simple is better. I think that people get confused. Like, for instance, when I look at here, the 6 sets of wallets, 4x6s or 5x7s, 4 8x10s, 8x12 print wrap. That's going to be a really hard order for you to fill because there's a lot of different sizes, and like I'm just imagining myself in a ordering session going, okay, you get 5 5x7s, and then 4 8. But which one do you want your 8x10s to be? Which one do you want your 8x12s to be? Oh, this one's going to be an 8x12. This one's going to be 11x14, and it just can get confusing. And my rule of thumb is like I just want my clients to decide what they want, and it looks like so. I noticed right here you said 17 gift prints of your choice. So, and I want to go back and see what your gift prints are and if they're all the same price, because if they are, then you can do what I'm wanting you to do. Yep, your gift prints are all $30, right? This is really, really great thing to have. It makes it less confusing, and we know that it costs about the same for us to print it. So my suggestion to you on these collections would be to drop all this, the wallets, the five, and just combine those into a set of gift prints. So you would say the same thing that you have here. It would be, let's say it's 10 gift prints. And so then it just makes it a lot easier, and I'd let my clients know, it doesn't matter if you were 8x10, 5x7, or wallets, it's all the same price, you just choose. And you know what, most of my clients all end up doing 8x10s. And in the ordering process, when you're actually on your rows and ordering the images, it makes it a lot easier for you too, because you're just doing 8x10s or versus, okay, I gotta here's the set of wallets that I have to do, here's the 5x7s. It just makes it less confusing for your clients and for you. So simplicity is best, in my opinion. So that's something you could do here. And the 8x12 print wrap, I'm guessing you're showing the clients what that is. Otherwise, it just looks similar to an 8x10 to them. And then 11x14 portrait print. So I would combine them and just make that as small as you possibly can. Basically, what you're giving them, from what I'm seeing and what I would suggest for this collection right here, is you're giving them a set of gift prints, and you're giving them a portrait for the wall. Just plain and simple. Here's some gift prints and a portrait for the wall. That should be your bottom package. And then you probably noticed I just said that should be your bottom package. If I were you personally, this is just my suggestion, I would get rid of velvet altogether. I think for $299, it's not worth having a collection up there. People can really, they can make, if they don't want to spend less than $600, then they can do this themselves. They can go straight off your a la carte. But what that's kind of doing is encouraging people to spend only, $299. Now, if they want to spend less, you can and if you're scared of scaring people off by starting at $599, what you could do, it's all about in the way you present it and the way you word it when they inquire. So you could just say, my gift prints start at $30 for 8x10s, and you're welcome to order off the a la carte menu. If you'd like to look into the cost savings, I have some pre-done collections that offer a significant amount of cost savings, but you are welcome to do either or. And so what that would do is get your starting package at $599, but you would let them know that if they don't necessarily, and this is only if you're scared to start here, you could let them know that they are available and welcome to order off of the a la carte menu. But I just don't think that's worth making a collection. So I would just start here with some gift prints and a wall portrait as your bottom collection. And then for this collection, I would do gift prints, a wall portrait, and then the book, which your custom book, I'm guessing, is an album. one other thing that confused, just as far, and weddings and things like that may be different, but I'm pretty sure this is more your senior pricing. This was one red flag I saw here, is you had a 16 by 24 and 11 by 14. This is just from my personal experience. People only typically want one wall portrait. And they usually don't want any bigger than a 16 by 20 or a 16 by 24. And so what I would do if I were you is I'd drop one of those, the 11 by 14 or I'd drop the 11 by 14, keep it, and keep it, your gift prints, your book, and your wall portrait. And this is for seniors specifically, because seniors really just, they want one. They have one in their house, and if one of their other kids has two, then they're not going to want to do two, and it's really all they want, and it makes it really simple, because then you're just building. So the building block would be a set of gift prints here and a wall portrait, and then you're going to do a set of gift prints, a wall portrait, and then a book. And you can even change them to look like that. So they're seeing the building blocks that, oh, you're adding the book here. It's everything but the book. And then on this one, you could also add in the complimentary 50% off. But I would urge you to make this a little bit lower, since you have the 50% off here. So this could be, maybe that's 30% off of any gift prints. And then, when you go to your highest collection, you're getting 50% off. And so then for this one, if I were you, I would go this is where you're adding in the digital files. So I do, the book, the wall portrait, and then the high-res files, and then the online viewing gallery. So you're kind of building, like, it's the building blocks over and over again. So I hope that kind of makes sense. That's it for the collections, but you also said something, you said, what do you think of selling digital files and having the files priced marked where I have them at $1,000? And I noticed that was on your a la carte pricing. You had them for $1,000. Personally, I don't know that I would offer them a la carte like this, unless you wanted to have just a very specific digital file package. Because to me, the red flag was, okay, that's $1,000 for the digital files, and or I can get an entire book, which obviously this is going to be an incentive. A book, a portrait wrap with it for $1,400. It's not that far off, and you're getting a whole lot more for $1,400. I just think it's really good to make people that want the digital files to kind of work for them and to get them in that higher package range. And so if you offer them, people that just want the digitals, they're gonna get this. They're gonna get this collection. But if you have them a la carte, they're just gonna go for the digital files. So many people just want digital files. So that's definitely. I think it's hard for me to answer, because there's positives and negatives about both ways of doing it. But if you want to know my personal opinion, I would probably take it out of the a la carte and just leave it in this collection. It's not that far off in pricing, and they're getting a whole lot more. And in fact, to me, this seems it seems like a really good deal. I mean, if you wanted to keep it, I would bump this price up, just because it doesn't seem like to add an entire book and a gallery wrap. I'm not sure how much you're spending on your books. It depends, but I know what I spent, my out of pocket costs are for my albums, and they're not cheap. In fact, that would barely cover it. So, that extra I think they're $200 to $300 depending on which size I get. So, look at your costs too, because you don't want to be giving them all this stuff and then making the same, only making $1,000. There wouldn't be a point to having this package, if that makes sense. So I would look at changing the price in this. I would really add up the cost of your custom book and your gallery wrap, or I'm not sure if the portrait print, or I'm guessing the 16 by 20 print wrap is a canvas, the gallery canvas. I'm not exactly sure. So those aren't cheap either. So just want to keep your costs in mind, and things like that when structuring those. So those are kind of my little tidbits. I do like you have the complimentary 50% off. Again, I would do 30 or 40% off here, and then the 50 off here. So there's a little bit more incentive, a little more value in your top tier package. Again, I dropped this bottom one. I just don't think it's worth it to have that on there. And I feel like it is, if anything, it's going to encourage those lower sales, and you really want to encourage these $600 sales right here. So I hope those little tidbits help, and if you have any other questions on that, just let me know.